Hello and welcome to Who Can Help. Today we are celebrating Pokemon Day with the brand new release Pokemon Crochet Volume 2. Congratulations to Lee Sartori and David and Charles for this brand new release. This little number is a continuation. In 2021 we've seen Pokemon Crochet, the first volume. We can see Pikachu dancing around here, and this is the continuation. So we're gonna look inside. We're gonna see how good is it any good, and we'll find out who can this be useful for. So it's being published today. It's a brand new release and it has 20 patterns. What I like about this book is actually that how it's structured. So it's not only, you can see it's quite big, like I'm showing it next to my head. So this is better angle. So it's quite big. The illustrations are quite colorful and large as well. So if you're buying it for a child, it might be a nice gift. I would think Key Stage 2 probably, so your 8-9-year-olds and up. Any younger children, this might be difficult in terms of patterns, although the beginner ones are relatively easy. But also it's a soft cover, as you see. So it's quite bendy, so any younger kids, this will not live for long. So also any amigurumi fans and Pokemon fans that do crochet, I think they find it useful. I mean, they might find it useful. So I'll show you how it looks inside. I'll show you the beginning in a minute. So this is how your standard pattern page looks like. You have patterns in rows, in columns and rows, so it's quite easy to follow. I'm currently following one of the patterns, so I'll post it in a video once I finish, so you can see how it looked in practice. But you have also a very nice big page of each finished project from an angle, so you can anticipate how it will look like, and it's quite nice inside, and the whole book makes quite nice use of large format. So I find it very, in terms of use of ease of use, slip of tongue, it's very helpful. I really like the layout and the colors as well across the book. So each pattern has its own color scheme, and the backgrounds are matching the color scheme. So I'll show you with another one. It comes through the whole book. That's how you can see it. Have a look. This one has a darker color, and it's like the patterns here are sort of matching what he has on his forehead. What's that name? It's Umbreon? Umbreon? I don't know how to pronounce it. Oh, here you've got Sylveon. So again, you have the color schemes here of types of colors that you might want to use. They do give you yarns, but you can just replace them. The same in terms of hooks. They just use whatever you have, or you use the specifics that they give. And again, you see the nice backgrounds here, the little stars. It's quite aesthetically pleasing to go through the book. So I think both kids and adults will enjoy it. So this is one of the first patterns in this book. It was called Snom. And you see, this is how it starts. Again, color scheme. You have a very nice slider here on each pattern. So you can see, is this a beginner? Is it an intermediate, or is it advanced? Now this book has 5 beginner patterns, 8 intermediate and 7 advanced. The beginner ones, they actually look quite complicated if you think about it. They are beginner in terms of crochet skill. You need to actually complete it. So they use, for example, the beginner ones use simpler stitches, so it's mostly spiral, amigurumi style, single crochets, a little bit of needlework to attach the pieces. What I find is useful as well, on each pattern you have a nice template for the pieces you will need for their eyes, mouths, noses, teeth, whatnot. And you also have a structure photo where you have how the big piece of the body will look like, and other bits and bobs that you need to attach to it. So it's kind of gives you a whole picture of, this is how it will look like, these are steps you need to follow, and this is how you make it together. So it's very, very kind of straightforward and useful in terms of how the book is structured. Now, what I also like about this book, normally in crochet books you have the whole set of techniques, and in this book it's right at the front. and I think this is a very good thing. I mean, if you buy crochet magazines, for example, you'll know that all the techniques are in the back, and often I found myself just checking, oh, is this the right technique or not? But here, at the very beginning, so you see you've got your first page, your index, well, introduction, and here we've got all the tools you'll need, all right, and straight to techniques. And what I really like is that, again, the pictures are quite large, nicely detailed, and a good description on the side as well. So I've actually tested one of the techniques for their increases. I followed it exactly how the pictures did show me, and I've read the instructions, and I was testing whether if I follow it word by word, illustration by illustration, is it how it will come out. And I actually followed it quite well. So I find a child of 9, 10 could manage easily with that kind of illustration. I was recommending it to my crochet club, so if you have a kid into Pokemons, then they might enjoy it, especially with the beginner ones. And you see the colors of the techniques here. So each technique, so we have here a slip stitch, for example, an increase, a decrease. They all change colors, so again, very nice visually. Pleasant, just simply pleasant. One of the things I want to mention is that one of the things that I don't like actually about those patterns. So if you look carefully, I'll zoom in out. Ooh, this is done. Each of those Pokemons have eyes and mouths that are, well, this nose is crocheted, but these eyes are felted, these eyes are felted, and here we've got a bit of, I think, embroidery, a little bit of embroidery here, and again, felted eyes. So all these Pokemons have felted pieces as parts of their mouths, faces, bodies in general. And I find that tricky. I mean, on one hand, it's great for kids because they can just cut it out, stick some glue, you know, put it on, it should last, right? However, imagine that a soft toy Pokemon with a kid, they will squish it, squeeze it, take it everywhere with them, they will throw it around like a ball, often happens. Those eyes will keep falling off. I mean, you would have to use a very strong glue to keep it there, and I have 3 kids, so my kids would probably find a way to detach the eyes from the Pokemon. So my advice would be, if you're making it as a gift, any of those patterns, I would crochet the pieces, and what's helpful in the book is that the templates are there, as in the felt template. So on each, I'm going to try and find one. Oh, so for example, here we have Espion, I don't know how to pronounce it. So here, am I saying it right? Yeah. Here you've got the felted eyes template. So you could just crochet the shapes or embroider them onto the Pokemon, and then Bob's your uncle. You've got the Pokemon finished, and you will know that those embroidered or crocheted eyes that you then stitch on the Pokemon will be there to stay. Otherwise, there is no guarantee what will happen to the felted eyes and pieces of mouths and teeth and things generally. So that's the big con that I have about this book. Otherwise, I'm pretty pleased with the layout, the color schemes, with the general visual and content-wise. I'm not going to give it a rating because I don't have a rating system yet, but I recommend this book, and I'm making a Pokemon as we record this video. I continue making a Pokemon from the book and from Pokemon Crochet as well. So I'll get back to you once I have them ready, and you can see for yourselves if it's any good. So please subscribe to see more crochet videos and crochet reviews. We will be publishing a book review every week because we have a lovely, lovely, lovely stash of loads of books for you to see, and we're gonna test them in action, we're gonna review them for you. So hopefully you'll find this content useful. Put a comment below if you have any particular books that you would like us to review. I'll contact the publishers and we'll see what we can do. And so we know you enjoyed the content. Till next time, bye!